Patriots Pregame Show, fueled by Duncan.
He's throwing it toward Thornton, left corner of the end zone, caught, touchdown New England.
The Patriots Pregame Show is your source for all the news and information before every game.
He took it to the house again.
Here we
and
go.
The Patriots take the lead.
With Matt Smith, Mike Dussault, Paul Perillo, and Tamara Brown.
And the Patriots have won their 6th Super Bowl title.
Patriots Nation, welcome to the Patriots Pregame Show, fueled by Duncan.
Welcome in to this Patriots Pregame Show. It is Hardy in for Matt Smith, along with Tamara Brown, Mike Dussault. Where's the other one?
I think he wants to make a grand entrance.
Where's the other guy? Where's that guy?
He's doing a hit on your station right now, actually.
Oh, well, that's his station.
His station.
His station.
Still.
I walk back into this room. There has been, I'm going to give a soft estimate of $250 million in improvements since I left this show.
And that was just on the footballs.
It is unbelievable. Are those the Dukes, by the way? Are those the official Dukes?
Official Duke.
Those are the Dukes. So we got the footballs behind us. We got monitors everywhere. We got framed 8x10 black and white glossies behind
Hardy, you have
us.
no idea. This stuff flips completely over to the Revolution.
No.
Flip one of those pictures over.
No, don't you dare.
All right, well,
That would be bad luck right now. The Patriots pregame show.
I know, because the Patriots and Revolution seasons have actually been oddly in concert, I think, and we don't necessarily want to think of them the same way because today things change.
They do.
Things change starting today in London.
So, Hardy,
Yeah.
what if they change
Yeah.
and they win because you're here? That means you have to come back.
Right.
All right. When's kickoff next week? What time?
It's a 1 o'clocker.
Okay, I can do that.
They're all 1 o'clock. So
I can
think
do
from
that.
here
Like
on
you
out.
might be our good luck
about.
charm.
Okay. Well, it could have happened, but I think it's going to happen for a multitude of reasons today. I mean, things are lining up for this game today. Now, you could make the argument against, and that's what we're going to do throughout the pregame show. We're going to talk with Matt Smith, who is normally in this chair. He's going to join us here in a few minutes. And we'll be here for the full post-game show today. And I love this early morning football. This reminds
me
me,
too.
and I'm sure it does for you too, Deuce.
West Coast.
Of living on the West Coast. Oh, there he is.
Do we
Nice
play a
of you to
song?
join us,
Small
Perillo.
song. Where's
Yeah.
the Pomp and Circumstance song?
Well done. Well done.
The King enters.
Oh, hi. This isn't like a fake show, like, good morning, how are you? That's like, Paul
Perillo, how are you?
It's the
just walked
first,
in.
first time I've seen this guy in like 9 months. What's going on,
Hey, guy.
buddy? All right. Hey, guy.
I
So-
really did miss you. When I found out that you were going to be back on the show this morning, I was like, wow, I really missed making fun of him in the mornings and arguing. And,
Think
you know?
about that.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be missed by someone who likes you, but when someone who doesn't even really care for you actually misses you, that says something
You
about.
made your mark.
I think about both people,
There you go.
and I think we've grown.
There you go.
Now, we don't have a lot of time for the chin wagon here. We have a shortened pregame show today. We have to get to these keys to the game. Can we do the keys to the game, please?
You've waited all week for it.
The whole team's in the locker room right now just listening to this, waiting to hear what you're going to say.
Here are the Patriots Pregame Socials, keys to the game.
Keys to the game. Without these keys, the Patriots are destined and doomed to fail against the Jaguars of Jacksonville as they play in London. I see that Matt Smith has provided a key to the game, which is crap.
I agree.
Interim pre and post game host Matt Smith goes with "Start me up."
Oh, because it's the Rolling Stones.
Nah,
They're
nah.
from London.
Wembley.
They sound like they're from London. Okay.
from London.
Exactly. Oh, how clever. Matt, you got to do better than that. But we're not going to start with Matt. We're going to start instead with Mike Dussault.
All right.
First key to the game today is...
Well, I didn't want to do start fast. I feel like that's such a cliche. We heard it all week. So I tried to like kind of, British it up a little bit? British it up?
Sure.
Commence with haste. You know, get going right out of the gate.
Is that like a master and commander thing? What is that?
I think
Commence
so.
with
Is
haste?
it, do you believe
It's not
it?
sexy at all,
No?
man.
It's- I
Does
don't
it
know.
sound right? I don't know. I was feeling silly when I came up with it. I just couldn't do fast start. But I just think that's what they talked about all week. That's what this team needs. I'd like to see Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville might be on the ropes a little bit, give their defense something to quit for. If the Patriots come out, getting a lead, you've got Ramondre back. Maybe we can execute the formula again, perhaps, with no turnovers, good start, good finish. We all know the boxes they got to check, but that's fine. Commence with haste, please.
Okay, not bad. Tamara Brown, what is your key to the game, if you would, please?
My key is do your chores. There's been so much laundry all over the field. I'm an OCD type of person. I'm a type of person, you wash your clothes, you put them away. I'm so tired of seeing the laundry on the field. What do I mean by that? 2 weeks ago, 12 penalties, 105 yards. Last week, 9 for 50 yards. If you're going to help this rookie quarterback, which Gerard Mayo said after the press conference against the Texans, he said, we have to do better to help Drake May. You can help him by picking up your laundry all over the field. Control what you can control. Stop getting all the penalties because this team has such a narrow path to victory. They cannot keep beating themselves with those penalties.
She's really come into her own, Paul. She's really good.
She's blossomed.
She's gotten a lot better.
Outside of your shadow,
Wow.
she's really blossomed.
See the way she was like looking at the camera when she
Grows
said
up.
it? It's like
Do your laundry.
it's like a real show.
I like it.
Do your
I- not-
chores.
You sound like my mom.
I'm intimidated by Tamara.
Was my one.
I don't think you have one, Paul.
No, but
I
seriously,
really-
like, like
what you say makes sense, but it was also the delivery that convinced me, even if I didn't agree with it.
hey, I had a sip of coffee, so I'm very
sounds like
deliberate.
someone's
good.
Someone's
the
got
key.
key.
I was flashing back to my mom. Michael, do your laundry. Michael, pick up your clothes.
It's like if you're going to help the rookie quarterback, you can't keep backing him up. Every time he gets a first down, it's like, oh, offensive line.
No
Yeah.
holdings.
Holding. Oh,
No.
it's
No.
always something with this team.
Lining up in the neutral zone.
Last week
Don't
it
want
happened the first play of the game.
If you're going to be hamstrung by, personnel issues, injury issues, whatever else, rookie head coach, how about this? Don't shoot yourself in the foot play after play after play with penalties. I like it, Tamara. It's a fantastic key. Paul, good luck.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't wanna
I'm
fo- I'm
not
not
even going to
following
try to top that one. But to me, the biggest issue that they've had that really hasn't gotten as much attention as I would think it would is the run defense. It's just been awful the last couple of weeks. It's not something I had anywhere near the top 10 of my list of things to worry about heading into the season, but it's been a problem. So it's fixed the run fits. I just feel like 192 yards rushing against Miami, or 193, and then 192 last week against Houston. Those numbers are absurd. You can't allow that kind of production on the ground. And I understand that, like 2 weeks ago against Miami, it's a 15-10 game. You get 200 yards rushing, big deal. Well, last week, Mike, you made the good point in the postgame show. Yeah, it was rushing yards, but it was like these explosive runs. You're giving up a 54-yard touchdown, a 59-yard run that, somehow didn't lead to points, but
Still.
a 20-yard touchdown run. You're giving up these big plays on the ground. It all starts up front. I think Devon Godchaux's, sort of imploring his teammates the last couple of weeks to stay disciplined and stop playing selfishly. There are problems. You can't allow that Joe Mixon 60-yard run. There was nobody over there. Like, people are out of position. You can't allow that kind of production on the ground.
Are they missing
without making mistakes? Yes, they're missing.
So
Juwan Bentley. Absolutely,
they're missing Juwan Bentley, but it also made me think of this a couple of weeks ago when I'm watching. They miss a guy like Rob Ninkovich, who was not necessarily showing up on highlight reels every week, but the edge setter. The one guy who was keeping everything honest, and the one guy who'd be back there either for a quarterback who's trying to sneak around the end or for those big run plays busted loose from a running back.
Yeah,
That's
I
what they're
totally
missing.
agree.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that you're paying attention.
I am paying attention now. Obviously, it's not as comprehensive now what I'm doing as what I was doing before, but paying attention enough to know that my key to the game today actually goes somewhat similar to yours.
Oh, do you get
yours,
one?
Paul?
Oh.
I do.
Oh, he
get
gets
one.
one. Oh, all right.
What? Start me up, Matt Smith. Start me up. Okay, start strong.
okay,
Go score first.
Listen,
What?
we can make fun of the interim host. You cannot. That's not.
Fair.
That's untoward.
Fair.
Okay.
Can I do my own key anyway?
Yes, you can.
Okay, to prove that I've been paying attention to this team, my key today is hey diddle diddle right down the middle. Okay? Hey diddle diddle right down the middle. And here's why, to prove that I've been paying
I'm uncomfortable
attention.
by this.
With a veteran quarterback like Jacoby Brissett and your veteran center in David Andrews, you got to exploit the middle of that offense. And when what?
Perfect.
Hold on.
Nailed it.
I'm hearing that Jacoby Brissett not playing today. Okay.
Correct.
But with David Andrews there as your excuse me. I'm being told David Andrews not currently out. Okay.
It's true.
All right, let's go with Matt Smith. Start me up.
Okay.
Because it's actually a pretty good key, and the Patriots have shown as they get down 14 points last week in the blink of an eye, unable to overcome that kind of deficit, How about you start strong, you score first, and you see what it's like playing with a lead?
Yeah, I think that's as good a key as any.
Yeah, it truly is. I mean, if we're going to break the game down to its barest essence, I think this team is – it's difficult for a lot of teams to play from behind. Why would you expect it would be somehow easier for the Patriots in this – let's call it a transition period that they're in with this team to fall behind by 2 scores and somehow be able to overcome that. It's a lot to ask of any team, much less this team.
Yeah, I'd say, watching some of the stuff from last night, I don't know if you caught it, Freddie Kirsch up there at the party, getting the fans pumped up. I know, ownership was there. I got a little bit of the vibe that we had last year in Germany where, it's anytime Patriots travel, get the fans out and Fred's giving a talk, a speech. And, I remember last year we got kind of a similar thing of this means a lot to us. And, these international games, certainly you're a little bit on a bigger stage right now for the Patriots. I think it's just one of those kind of touch point moments where you have a team that you could potentially beat, I think, today. And no one will be shocked, I think, if the Patriots pull it out, although apparently everyone's prediction is Jags by 1 to 4 points. I don't know if you saw some of the NFL predictions on NFL.com. Everybody picking the Jags by 1 to 4 points. But good opportunity for the Patriots. I'm just getting that vibe the last year when they were in Germany, and that kind of felt where things totally went sideways at that point last season. Maybe this year this is a chance to go the other direction, get a win on the road there, and come back to the States with a renewed sense of energy going forward in the season.
Am I to understand that Fred Kirsch is being employed as a hype man?
He was. He had a jersey on and everything.
Every once in a while, Fred takes it upon himself to sort of rally the troops, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like the morale is down.
Like Braveheart.
Okay.
And the morale is down. He just sort of does what he can to
You're
to boost
damn
everybody.
Skippy.
Okay. Well, whatever it takes. I personally, as a Patriots fan, I think you should be, and legitimately, genuinely insulted that the Jaguars were 5.5-point favorites, even if it's just according to the people making the lines and trying to get that equal action on both sides. I don't see the game playing out that way. I don't think the Jaguars are a 5.5-point better team than the Patriots. I don't see it going down that way. I don't think it should. And if it does end up that way, it's difficult for me to listen to any kind of analysis where it would play out that way on paper, in the abstract. How is it that the Jaguars are – how is it? How is it, honestly, Paul? Because people don't know from Drake May yet, and they just don't want to necessarily –
I just think on paper I can understand it. In reality, I can't, because Jacksonville's a mess.
Yes.
And I think that they look like they were just – they didn't look like a team that was really looking forward to being in London for another whole week when that game ended. I thought they completely rolled over in the second half against Chicago. We got a chance to watch a lot of that game as we were doing the pregame show last week. I thought they played okay at the start of the game. They had a couple of bad breaks, a couple of drop touchdowns. All of a sudden they fall behind. In the second half they had nothing. And it looks like a team that's ready to quit on their coach, and the coach is probably coaching for his job today. On paper, individual, player for player, I can understand the differences, and that's where I think the spread comes from. Like when you look at that ESPN stuff, which I don't buy into all the analytics and everything, but that, what is it, FBI index?
Oh, I don't know about that.
FPI, football.
FPI?
Is it Football
Sure.
Power Index? Is that what they
okay.
call it?
Okay.
I don't know what he's
Like that's all about numbers and stuff. Well, great.
Yeah.
I mean, Jacksonville has all these numbers. They're 1-5.
Right.
But I would, just looking, as I said, Trevor Lawrence is in his 4th year. To your point, Hardy.
Yes.
Your quarterback's making the second career start. They have 3 solid NFL receivers in Kirk, Thomas, and Davis. You're looking for one, maybe Douglas.
Yeah.
So I can understand the man-for-man thing. I don't understand what's actually happening on the field.
I want to talk about the receivers a little bit more later on in this Patriots pregame show, but we have to award the key. First of all, I was taking comprehensive notes and scores. Mike Dussault's commenced with haste. Got a score of 3.8.
Oh, Mike. Sorry.
Is
Matt Smith
that good?
with his start me up. This is out of 22. Matt Smith's start me up, 9.5. Paul Perillo's fix the run fits, 11.1.
Ooh, the Romanian judge got good score from the Romanian judge on that one.
Tamara Brown, do your chores, clean up those penalties. 14.6. Tamara Brown is awarded the key to the game for this week. Would you please pass that over to Tamara?
I knew Hardy was my favorite.
It's the first time this year I haven't won the key. Week 7.
This is so exciting.
I just give it
Thank
to
you.
myself.
Yeah,
every
please
week.
put that on.
Thank you.
Please put that on. Joining us now as we go behind enemy lines. Let's do it there, Mr. Morrell.
You know the view from New England, but what about the view from the other side?
And that's why you're our favorite pregame show guest every year.
You guys know you tell everybody that.
Oh, yeah.
I was on with you guys in 2018 Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
And I was told I was the favorite guest of the show.
Nope.
No.
Time now to go behind enemy lines.
My God, it's coming right for us.
From across the pond, joining us now, Matt Smith, joining us from London as we go behind enemy lines. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Rob. How are you, Rob?
Rob.
I'm doing well, thank you. This is a very comfortable chair.
What a very professional-sounding show I'm listening to. It's so much better than the first few weeks of the season. I can't begin to tell you.
How dare you? How dare you say
He's
that
so
about yourself?
self-deprecating.
So
He's
hard.
not going
So
to lose
hard
that
on
interim tag if he keeps being so self-deprecating.
Hang in there.
So have you jumped ship? Have you gone over to the enemy? We're behind enemy lines. Explain to me what's going on.
I think it's a sponsorship fulfillment, Hardy. Nothing but. There's no questioning my loyalty on that. No crossing over the line.
All right. So when did you get over there? How's it going over there?
It's great. I was here flew over Tuesday night. So I was here, hit the ground running on Wednesday to do some things for Patriots All Access. Yesterday was a very busy day for the sponsors and Patriots fans UK over here. There was a sponsorship party at the Tower London where people were wined and dined in a very elegant event. And then about 10 or 15 minutes down the road, the UK Patriot fans were really, really showing up. 700 or 800 strong. My main man Warren, I saw. He was running the show. Terrific guy. Claire was there. My main man James was there. It was a good time had by all. Patriots owner Robert Kraft, Jonathan Kraft showed up. RKK came back after leaving and did a shot with Patriot fans. So I think people are really excited about this. It was very interesting, a very interesting perspective for me to see the interest and to see the passion. You know, in the States, we get jaded by Paul's shows and all the different things that are wrong with the team. These people really love the Patriots, and it was refreshing to see.
So, Matt, you gave us the mood of Patriots Nation out in the UK. I'm curious, what is the mood of the team since you're boots on the ground for us?
Energized, Tamara. I thought this location where they practiced on Friday, historic, this prep school that Winston Churchill and others went to, it was a fantastic setup, and I think the team seems energized. There was a down to business as far as practice is concerned. They look like they got their work in, but I think people are enjoying being over here and trying to grow the game, and at the same time realize that there's a responsibility at hand that they need to take care of business, play better, fewer mistakes, and get a win here in London.
Matt, we're seeing a little video right now. It just looks like a little wet out there. Could you give us a bit of a weather report from London?
Love it, Deuce. Love it, Deuce. My pleasure. A little off and on mist. I know that's a surprise here in London at any time of the year. Cloudy. A little muggy, believe it or not. Not cool, not raw. A little windy, but not a downpour or anything like that. So that's my that's your weather on the trees for me.
Matt, have you had a chance to be down on the field, to the playing surface?
Yeah, I went to the walkthrough yesterday. That was quite brief, and it's natural grass. And to me, you know, what do I know? I'm not a horticulturist. It's really pristine, really nice. I did notice pregame warmups a little bit. Some players having trouble with their footing.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
So a former coach that used to play for the Patriots was always big on make sure you bring the right cleats. And I think the quarterback slipped a little bit when he was doing warm-ups. So I hope that the equipment guys and the players have the right footwear and the right cleat before they go out and play today.
All right, so you mentioned the mood of the Patriots fans, which are legion all over London and all over the UK. Are there Jacksonville fans there? Do you see them? Do you notice a presence? Because for the amount they play over there, you'd think they would have had some kind of following built up by now. I'm just curious as to whether or not that's actually a thing.
I do think that there is, Hardy. The area where we're staying and where the stadium is in Wembley, the league's done a great job of branding it. There's Jacksonville signage literally all over the place, player signage on light poles and things like that. At the hotel that we're at, which makes sense, there were a lot of Patriots fans out there looking for pictures, autographs, and things like that, once the team arrived. But I saw at breakfast a couple tables today at the hotel. People were wearing, like, Jacksonville onesies, men and women combined. Interesting, nice touch, if you like that. So they're here. But I don't sense that they're overwhelming the town like maybe you think for somebody that's really kind of called this place their market for the last few years.
Matt, I just got to ask it. Last night we saw Fred address the troops. Where would you rank that between Lincoln's Gettysburg Address and Sir William Wallace in Braveheart?
So I need to adapt Hardy's judging scores, I think, going forward for keys to the game. So if this is on a scale of 22,
yes,
Fred's address, 26.
Wow.
Honor. Respect.
No one can rally the troops like Fred Kirsch. Like that's why these new locker room rules are hurting him because sometimes he just needs to go in and boost morale.
He was pent up. He was ready.
Was this address at the Tower of London last night, Matt?
No, but here's what I want to tell you. This is where Fred brought his A game. Okay, myself and a couple people. It's challenging where we are to get around into the downtown area of London. We're really outside of town. So trying to plan ahead and take an Uber to the Tower of London function. We left at 4:30 for an event that was going to start at 6:30, and we barely made it. We're waiting for the Uber, and Fred's down waiting for an Uber as well. I said, you don't get started till 7 o'clock. And he was locked in at 4:20. Game face on, jersey on, Patriots sweatshirt on top of that. I'm talking about game face. He was ready to go.
Whose jersey was he wearing?
Looked like a number 1. I think.
It had the number 1 on it. I didn't see the. I did not see the back. It was probably some code name that he had on the back. But
Okay.
I didn't see it.
All right.
Boss man.
Jake Steele.
As long as you're not wearing the jersey of a player who is younger than you, you can go old school. But I think that is my rule of thumb.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Great rule.
Matt, I have one more. I have a question for you. I don't know if it's one more, so I don't want to lie to you. It could be more. How does Ramondre Stevenson look? How's his foot looking? Is he looking like he's walking gingerly, or does he look ready to go?
Ready to go, Tamara. I didn't sense anything at practice on Friday that would say anything other than that. He looked terrific, and I would expect him today that they're going to lean on him.
All right. As long as we're asking questions about injuries that may or may not be there, Drake May, some talk about his knee during the week. Anything coming out of that? All reports I've heard was that looks fine. There's really nothing to see here.
It looked like there was Paul Deuce. You might be a little bit better observer on this, Tamara. Was there a twisting match going on maybe midweek between some of the scribes as to whether there was an MRI, no MRI?
I don't think so. I think Ben Volen tweeted out that there was an MRI, and nobody denied that.
Yeah, he looked fine on Friday. I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV.
Yeah, no, I think he's fine, but I think the MRI happened because I think the Patriots had a lot of opportunities to say it didn't, and they chose not to.
Yep. I mean,
so for once, I think Volen might have gotten one.
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay. Yeah. Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Yeah.
No brace or anything like that in warm-ups. He looks fine to me. Now. The little slippage that you talked about earlier, Paul, that I noticed, we'll see. Maybe he's got to tighten it up from footwear standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now we're going to.
By the way, just as an aside here, I know there's so much to be made about the jerseys, the colors, the fashion. We need more of that. We need different uniform combinations. I'm tired of the same old shirt and pants every single week. So this week, we're going with silver pants, it looks like, in a white jersey. Just an abomination, by the way.
Oh, no.
So much for not changing allegiances. That's funny. I saw some pictures. I thought they were all white, but then it's silver.
It did look all white.
I agree with Matt. That doesn't go.
I got to wait and see. I got to wait reserve judgment until I see him.
See,
it looks a little silvery. It doesn't look white. Like, I think if it was all white, maybe it would pull it off, although I'm not a fan when I see other teams do that. But it looks like a white shirt with a silver pant.
Okay,
today.
Matt, I'm just going to defer to Tamara on this because in terms of fashion sense, she's the only one here that has one. But there are some... Deuce, please. Looks like he got dressed with a blowgun this morning. It's just not a good look. But the idea of doing something close to monochromatic but just a little bit off, and I'll give you another example, Matt. You can actually wear black with navy. I didn't know this, but you can actually do that. So the silver and white, while it may not look right to your eye, to a modern fashionista, it might be a good look. So we'll find out, I guess, once we look at
Hardy,
it. Yeah.
You're right on the money. I can't tell you how many men I've seen.
And there we go.
The black blazer, blue shirt, blue blazer, black shirt, and I'm going, it doesn't look right. And then I say to myself, everybody else is wearing it. I must be on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, well, we just caught a glimpse of the silver pants and the white jerseys. I'm siding with you. Terrible.
Not
That's
good.
awful.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to go around the table and see if you can get any other thumbs up or downs on that?
We all saw a glimpse of it.
I might
white jersey, silver pants.
I might go thumbs up, guys.
I'm going to go thumbs up. It looks good.
I'm going to go thumbs up.
Awful.
However, if they play bad in it, we might not need to see this again.
Pants look
I'm
dirty.
all set.
That's what people think about the all blue.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, you and I are old enough to remember the experiment in '02 when they wore.
Yeah, the first
those
all
things
blue.
Rolled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Old Man River.
Hey. Okay, so Matt, we're going to get to your over-unders, which I'm going to change a few. We're going to get to your picks, I guess. I think you've already submitted your picks, but the Behind the Enemy Lines guest has to give us a score prediction before they hang up. This is what we used to do, and I don't know if you're still doing it.
Don't be Paul Kuharski.
Yeah, don't disappoint us now. We need an actual score prediction for today's game.
I'll go 17-14 Pats.
Love it. All right, good stuff. Matt Smith, enjoy your time in London. I'm jealous. I've only been there once and spent time there, but it's one of my favorite trips to anywhere I've ever taken. So I hope you're getting a chance to enjoy London.
Hardy, thanks a lot. And seriously, here for a second, to say that there were big shoes to fill with your departure would be one of the biggest understatements going on. I can only hope that I honor your greatness by being. If I can get to adequate, I'm going to be very, very happy.
Well, I feel the same way sitting here just this week. I was told coming in, Matt Smith is killing it. Yeah, got big shoes to fill, so I'm trying to bring my A game here. Don't throw me off by getting me emotional.
Big shoes, no socks.
Yeah.
You two want to turn the suction down a little bit?
Big shoes, no socks. I caught that, Deuce. Very good. All right, Matt, enjoy the game. Thanks so much for the time.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks,
Safe
everybody.
travels.
Be well.
There he goes.
You too.
Matt Smith.
I'm gonna admit, guys, I like them. I don't like the white on the blue. I don't like their usual away ones. I think those ones are pretty rough. But these kind of do it for me. I like. It seems like the stripes actually match, which I like. And
the stripes match?
Yeah, the stripes on the top match. The
stripes do match.
Yeah,
I will give Mike that. The pants look dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
They look like they have nice, clean tops, as Jim McBride.
Well, that's what everyone used to say about the silver
jerseys.
Yeah,
the
dirty silver
pants.
jerseys they used to wear. They look dirty.
I think it's a bad look.
The blouses look laundered. The pantaloons appear soiled.
Okay.
There you go.
That's how we're going.
You're getting like with my key, Haste.
All right. What are we getting here? Oh, there we go. Nice big view of the It does look kind of like dreary there. You know
Doesn't
what?
it? Yeah.
It looks London-y.
It sure does.
And it looks kind of dreary and almost muggy, as Matt
My
Smith
buddy
said.
Andrew in the background now.
Yeah, Gerard's got the cutoff hoodie on. Does Fred approve of that one? Because Fred did a whole rant this week about hoodie T-shirts, but I can't tell. That might be a real hoodie.
Can I ask you guys completely off the subject? Anything else? I've noticed it more watching games this year. The tearaway undershirts.
Oh,
yeah, I have noticed it more. I agree with you on that.
And
specifically designed to tear away.
Obviously, they have to be, and the little strips that hang off the back that is obviously meant as like a flag football kind of like target or almost bait for you to grab onto that, and the thing's just going to tear away. At what point are these going to be? Guys, would you stop it with these things? It's almost comical.
See, I
watching
like
them stretch out for 50 feet behind.
See, I love the old days where you'd watch late 70s. Earl Campbell with the tearaway.
The tearaway.
Greg Pruitt.
The actual tearaway jersey. Which
the uniform would be tearaway.
How long did that last before they
said, you know what, this is not this is not working.
we thought it would be neat, but it's actually kind of silly. We can't do this anymore. Well, how many seasons did the tearaway jersey last?
I don't know. But it would happen once in a while with those running backs in the 70s. You don't remember any of those?
A little bit. I was thinking more to Alex Austin.
He pretends he's so much younger than me. He's really not that much younger than me.
Not that much.
He's quite a bit younger than you.
Yeah, you're right.
4 years?
You're right.
Are we doing our break now? Is that what we're going to do?
What?
Okay.
I
Look
was
at
told
this.
there'd be no break.
I see that Patty and Agawam is on the line. I see that Tim in Phoenix is on the line. So we're going to get to you guys. We appreciate you being here. Pregame show, by the way, is presented by Dunkin', and the Patriots pregame show is fueled by Dunkin', which is very important, and we want to make sure we mention them along with Massachusetts. It's just made for everyone. I mean, for leaf peepers, corn maze strollers, regatta lovers, pumpkin pickers, anyone else you can think of, come to where there's something for everyone this fall, Massachusetts, where everything is made possible. Plan your trip at visitma.com.
Without good blocking, your team's not going anywhere. Cisco blocks cyber attacks for customers around the world, including the entire Fortune 100 and the NFL. Because when the game is on the line, and it's always on the line, the NFL relies on Cisco.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
By the time this Patriots fan is finished drinking his Pepsi, you'll be 15 seconds closer to game time. Patriots watching. Better with Pepsi.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns to turnovers and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
When someone accidentally threw away the school play costumes,
oh no!
Replacements were shipped with FedEx. And with picture proof of delivery, everyone could focus on the perfect opening night. FedEx, where now meets next. For residential delivery only.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns to turnovers and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
When someone accidentally threw away the school play costumes,
oh no!
Replacements were shipped with FedEx. And with picture proof of delivery, everyone could focus on the perfect opening night. FedEx, where now meets next. For residential delivery only.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns to turnovers and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
Join the conversation by calling into the TPX hotline at 855-PATS-500 or email the show at podcast@patriots.com. Now, live from our studios, here is Matt Smith.
It's actually Hardy filling in for Matt Smith today, but Matt Smith was kind enough to join us behind enemy lines, switching allegiances. I mean, you talk about an upset. I had no idea. Matt Smith has been a Patriots fan for 4 or 5 years at least. So for him to switch over to the Jacksonville side, troubling. But
what are they paying you, Matt?
Yeah.
What are they paying you?
Just giving us the lowdown. Matt did a great job of painting the picture of what it's been like all week there in London. The Tower of London, which we actually went to, that was one of the touristy things we did, was really impressive. What a cool spot to have, a big gathering for the team and the fans and all that stuff.
Was that like an old prison or something?
Well, I mean, it's a lot. The crown jewels are there, and there's all this. I can't remember all of it, but there is a prison there. And when you take the tour of the prison, a lot of the prisoners etched their names on the walls when they were there centuries ago. And guess who I found on the wall, not once but twice, the name Poole, Poole. So I have ancestors there who were imprisoned at the Tower of London, and it is my goal not to join them.
Hardy, did you, when you were there, did you do the Big Ben Parliament bit from European Vacation at all, driving around the roundabout?
No, because we didn't know
you did.
We didn't drive anywhere. The only car ride we took the entire time we were there was from the airport to the hotel, which was a mistake. The rest of the time we were in London, and I can't believe they haven't figured this out. You got to take the tube, man. You got to get on. You got to get on the subway. Mind the gap. It's the only way to get around town. These people getting in cars and.
They drive on the wrong side.
But we a couple of weeks ago, before the Celtics started training camp. We were talking with a couple of guys who, when they were in London, they made the mistake of trying to get to a game where they were taking an Uber and showed up 15 minutes before tip-off. And I think it was Jaylen Brown who said, we just ended up taking the tube the rest of the week because it's the only way to get around town. You take the train, take the tube. That's because otherwise the traffic there is horrific. We have the Inactives. What do we got there, Paul?
Let's see. Patriots Inactives. Sione Taki. I wonder if that's a result of going offside on the opening kickoff last week. Vidarian Lowe, which we already knew. Jeremiah Farms. Yeah. Javon Baker, Tyquan Thornton, both of those wide receivers were inactive last week as well, and Joe Milton remains the third quarterback. So no real surprises there. I would hope that any quote-unquote changes, I don't know if you guys talked about this in the opening segment, Mayo sort of forecasted there'll be some changes. I would hope it's not just Taki, who looked a little rusty to me, coming off of the better part of 2 or 3 months of inactivity, really, right?
Yeah.
Because
that was an unfortunate start to last week's game.
But I can't imagine that was all about that. Him being inactive this week was all about that one play on the kickoff.
But it could not have helped.
No, it didn't help.
No.
Absolutely.
It's a little bit. We talked about potential changes this week, and one of those was, does he maybe get some time at linebacker? We talked about Christian Ellis maybe being a guy that could see more snaps at the second level if they wanted to shake some things up. But I think it's the first time Jeremiah Farms has been inactive after a pretty good training camp. So they'll go with Eric Johnson and Jaquelin Roy.
Yeah. So I mean that's a minor change because I know I didn't win, but I placed in the keys to the game about the run fits.
12.5 is nothing to be,
I'm very happy. I'm very happy with my performance today.
11.1.
I'm not any better than that. So I'm very happy with that. But the run problems, you just wondered, okay, so do we try a different guy up there? Jeremiah Farms, as Mike said, has been active every week, so he's been part of this. So maybe do you sit him today, put someone else out there, Eric Johnson, see if maybe he, in a spot role can be a little bit better. Yeah. I don't know.
O'Shea Mathis, too, activated up from the practice
we just
squad,
saw
their edge guy.
Peak of him. He was wearing number 32 for those of you that
could be one,
too.
That could be one, too, whether it's pass rush or early downs or just getting another edge guy some opportunities. He could, you're seeing Josh Uche there who, continues just to play what we've always seen him play, kind of a third down pass rushing role. So we'll see if Mathis gets in there with any kind of expanded role.
Saw something on the Twitter machine about the possibility of Uche being available.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that yesterday?
Rush juice. Yeah, I've seen some of that.
Yeah. Little rumblings, murmurs.
1 year deal, no money.
It would make sense if the Patriots were looking to maybe see if they could acquire some day 3 picks, or he could be one of the candidates for that.
Unfortunately, that's probably the position that they're in right now. But when it comes to the defense, Deuce has been joining us periodically on the morning show on the flagship on the Sports Hub.
Never miss it.
Never miss it. Really good, and Deuce being the defensive guy that he is. your key is an important one, Paul, about, figuring out a way to stop the run. But I've had questions for Deuce, and I'll ask you too, about just some of the fundamentals when it comes to the defense. The inability to make sound tackles, and for runners getting loose and pass catchers and the yards after the catch. Just seems like fundamentally there's been some shortcomings with the team so far this season, which is surprising to me based on who their head coach is and what he would be, most adamant about in things being cleaned up and done correctly now that he's in charge of the team.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to?
No, I just look at Mike for defense. We just stay out of the way. We just let him.
Fundamentals, Deuce.
We let him open a vein.
It is. Well, I mean, look at the fundamental.
He's really upset
of defense is getting off blocks or beating blocks, anticipating and getting over guys. And I think at the second level they've just really struggled with that. And that's why we talked about maybe switching things up a little bit at the second level. You can't state how much they miss Juwan Bentley. I mean, he just communicator, aggressive. He can get through blocks. He can get over the top and anticipate and make plays. And there have been too many of those plays where you saw it last week a couple of times where it's like teach tape. It's like you look at the other team and it's like, and a block here, and then we get a block here, and we get a block here, and the guy runs right through the lane. And it's like, there it is. You can see it like drawn up in the playbook how they wanted to execute.
See how angry he gets.
Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But and honestly, like today, I keep the whatever it is I would open up a vein with away from me because Trevor Lawrence scares me with this offense. They've got some good weapons. Travis Etienne is not going to go, so that's a little bit of a help. But go back a couple weeks ago, Tank Bigsby against the Colts, big run. I mean, if they can't get these big runs squared away, they're in real trouble. So I hope that at least the run defense shows up and allows them to get into favorable third down yardage where they can spin the dial a little bit. Hey, there's Marcel's dial. Spin the dial a little bit on defense and try to get after Trevor Lawrence. But I think he's got all the capability today to hang some yards and some points on this defense. Them to me is the key. And also just the Patriots offense needing to score points today. I think if they're going to win this game, I don't think they're going to be able to do it with under 20.
And that is, when Mike's talking about all this stuff, to be fair, and I've been skeptical of the defense in general. I've been a little bit worried about the loss of the Belichicks, and we've talked about this a lot on our shows, Hardy. But to be fair to them, you lose Barmore in the first level. You lose Bentley in the second level, and you lose Peppers like in the third level. That's right up the middle of your defense.
Right.
That's a lot. That's a lot of personnel missing from what you thought you were going to have. That doesn't explain all of this, but I do think it is part of the equation, and they have to play better, no doubt. You're talking about fundamentals, Hardy, with the tackling. That needs to be improved. And I think it's really stood out because that first game that we saw against Cincinnati, they tackled so well that day.
Right.
They swarmed to the ball. They didn't miss any tackles that day. And I think that's why some of the stuff that you've seen since has been so jarring.
Somebody had hypothesized that the team spent training camp getting ready for that first game and really go out there and making a statement, while other teams around the league spend their training camp getting ready for the season.
Yeah.
And it's probably an oversimplified way of looking at it, but
probably
it does make a little bit of sense now once you go back and look at this collection of the first games of the season, see how good they looked in that first game. And it's like, well, what were you doing to prepare for the rest of the season? It's tough to do with a new head coach and new players, and you're trying to get things ready. I wouldn't blame them for spending all of camp getting ready for that Bengals game, but since then, there have been issues. Let's grab these calls. Let's talk to Patty in Agawam. It's been too long, buddy. How are you?
Doing great. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I'll make it quick because I know you don't have much time, but everyone's talking about, getting off to a fast start offensively. What do you think about how important do you think it is to get off to a fast start defensively? Maybe situationally get these guys off the field on third down, maybe try and get some 3 and outs. Let's see some things that we haven't seen since week 1, and I'll take it off air, guys.
All right, Patty.
I mean, I get what you're saying, and, of course, I'd say if I had to pick, though, I'd want the defense to finish well. I mean, I think Jacksonville's going to come out, maybe get a little bit of yardage, and I think those kind of things tend to happen sometimes in games. You need to be better at the end. You need to give the team a chance to win at the end, and that's what didn't happen last week. They didn't play well in the second half, and all of a sudden, granted the offense didn't help them turning the ball over right away, but I think that's where I want to see this defense rise up. Don't tell me they're tired. You talked about I thought they tackled well in the summer. I thought that was going to prepare them for the season, not just tackle well for a couple of weeks and then all of a sudden they forget how to tackle. So for me today, I think get me the last few stops. I think that might be the key.
Yeah, for me, I mean, that was part of my key is what Hardy's talking about. I mean, what Patty was talking about because, yeah, you come out and you let the other team go right down the field. So before your rookie quarterback ever takes the field for his first start, he's down 7-0. Then they go 3 and out, so the offense gets off to a slow start as well as the defense, and then it's 14-0. And then they go, I think they got 1 first down and then punted after the 3 plays. So, like that, you can't sustain that. Like, you can't just hand another team 14 points. So, that whole start, the whole fast start thing is across the board. They're not coming out strong offensively. They're not coming out strong defensively. And I don't think this team is built to come from behind like that. I mean, most teams aren't.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's no secret to the Patriots.
Just a couple quick personnel notes from warmups.
Yeah.
The offensive line group from left to right: Jacobs, Jordan, Brown, Robinson, Onwenu, and Mike Reese notes that Christian Ellis is aligning next to Jelani Tavai in the base defense. Kind of relating to what I was saying about.
That's what we talked about.
Maybe
the linebacker changes.
Seems like Raekwon McMillan may be out. Maybe Christian Ellis gets a chance today.
So can you say that line again for me, please?
The offensive line?
Jacobs, left to right, Jacobs, Jordan, Brown, Robinson, Onwenu.
Okay.
Huh. All right. Good luck.
That ladies and gentlemen, is your 7th starting lineup combination.
Believe it or not, yes. And we are. What week are we here in the NFL?
That would be 7.
7.
Wow. All right. Tim in Phoenix, you're up here on Patriots Pregame Show. What do you got for us, Tim?
Good morning, fellas.
How we doing? Early in Phoenix.
Hey, it's early for you guys. Yeah, I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I just haven't been this excited since Mac excited about Mac Jones. Let's just be honest. He had a high floor and no ceiling. Who knew he had a basement? Honestly, it is the Drake May of it all, but I actually had a question for you guys about the bye. Why do you think they decided not to take this bye after this game? Were they trying to get a later bye, or was the week of this game set in stone?
No, that's an interesting question. You can request the bye week, and apparently the Patriots did not request the bye week afterwards. I mean, I guess they just looked at it as it's kind of a cross-country flight from, if you were going to California, similar kind of thing. So I guess they just didn't really prioritize it. I think it's hard if you say no. You don't really have a choice of when it's going to come or not. So I don't know. It's a good question. Probably just didn't seem like something they needed to request at this point.
I mean, the flight back is obviously longer, so I could make a case for it. And not only that, but you've been away for more days than you're accustomed to on a normal road trip, and it seems like it maybe would have made sense. But maybe they're also looking at this game as like, you know what, this is going to be one of our wins. We don't necessarily want to take the bye after we get a win. We're going to have some momentum after this. So if they're looking at it that way, I would understand not wanting to go on the bye week after you've got a little something going here.
It's a great question, though. I don't know why. Yeah. I mean, it's
I
not.
thought you were going to say it was a great point that I just made, but go ahead with the question.
Well, I think
focus in on the question more so than my answer.
Can I do it
some
like
things never change?
Can I do
we
it
got
like
the first Hardy pen drop?
Can I do it like I normally would do it? I was letting it go, but I think that they have a much better chance to win the game today than they did heading into the season.
Right.
I think Jacksonville was supposed to be quote unquote a good team.
Yeah.
So you're saying I'm wrong? I'm
yes.
wrong. Okay. All right, good.
What did she say? I don't like him.
Whatever. The pen's dropped.
That was good.
I'm not even picking up the pen again. No. I'm not picking up the pen for the whole rest of this pregame show, which is only 12 more minutes.
I was going to say, it's about to end.
Yeah, wait, we got to get to the over-unders. We got to do the over-unders.
It's time for this week's edition of Over-Unders.
Over me? When were you under me?
Yeah, we don't have that one anymore.
I like this one, though. I like that.
I had you
Matt back there getting it done on the ones and twos.
Oh, I use AI now.
Do you really? Oh, you sellout.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, you're such a
He'll make a song about you in 3 seconds.
I will. Don't test me, Hardy.
All right,
I got one for Paul in the can.
What's the record?
Keep it out of the can, all right?
There's 6 weeks of the over-unders.
Yeah.
Where do things stand?
Let's see. Mike and Paul went 3-3 last week. No Sox, 1-5, which means that I took the lead, 22-14 for the season. No Sox 21-15. Mike 18-18.
Also, No Sox was having his way with you up until last week.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow. All right,
Mighty
good for
have
him.
fallen.
Maybe I won't mess with his over-unders. Did he did make his picks ahead of time.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'll have to get those.
Well-
I'll effort that.
Let us begin
Drake May passing yards, 200.5.
with Paul.
I will take the over on that. I like some of the downfield opportunities that they had last week. I think they'll hit a couple of those again.
Yeah.
All
What do you think, Tamara? I'm going to consult.
I'm never
I'm gonna
here for
consult
this, but
Tamara.
over.
Yeah, all right, we'll go over.
I got to remember the order that we're going here. All right.
It's harder.
It's just the seat.
Deuce.
Yeah, we're over. Me and
Yeah.
Tamara.
Okay.
Teamwork. over
I'm
here.
using her knowledge.
Matt is going over.
Trevor Lawrence passing yards, 234.5.
Tamara, you go first.
You said 234. Ooh.
And
Over.
a half.
Yeah,
I
we're-
didn't say it.
Over.
Matt said
Yeah, we're
234 and a half.
Over.
Yeah,
Dude.
Yeah, he
No,
said
no,
over.
not you.
You're not
you.
listening.
Not you.
You're being a man and not listening. He said over.
Oh.
He said over?
He
No, I
said
said
over.
I haven't said anything.
Okay, but Paul was jumping turn.
Because Mike had already gone.
Over.
I was the only one left.
Oh, man.
You're right. I wasn't listening.
Okay.
What about me? What about picking for Matt?
Are you? Oh, I thought you're picking for Matt.
You
or
don't
you're
even
giving
go
us Matt
here.
picks?
You don't even go.
You don't even go
It's not
here.
even your school.
You don't even
No
go.
Sox is going under.
I like that.
Wow.
No Sox is going over.
Wow.
Under.
Under.
Oh.
He's such a
Okay.
homer.
Bold choice, Connor.
All right, now Deuce,
Yeah.
you will be up next for
Drake
May completions, 18.5.
18 and a half.
What the hell? Let's go for it.
Over.
Over.
Well, No Sox doesn't think so. He's going
Really?
under. I know. Well, he's behind enemy lines
He
now.
just go under on everything.
So
Well,
he did
so,
say
So he
that-
did over for passing yards and then under for completions.
Yeah,
Bingo.
So what did he have for completions last week?
I don't know. I wasn't watching. I'm kidding.
14 maybe, something like that.
All right, I'm going to take the over. I think Matt thinks it's going to be a Ramondre Stevenson game, and that's why he went under. But I'm going to take the
You
over.
can give him plenty of yards on 18 or fewer completions. Okay, whatever you want to do.
There we go. Trevor Lawrence pass attempts, 33.5.
I will go first this time, picking for Matt Smith. He has selected over on Trevor Lawrence pass attempts.
Drake May had 20 completions last week. I'm gonna go under on Trevor. Under? Man. Yeah,
Let's
sure.
do under.
Some big plays.
Yeah, I'm going to take over on that. I can't imagine Tank Bigsby's going to get 20-plus carries. They're going to have to throw the ball.
All right.
Drake May's longest completion, 31.5 yards.
Paul.
Ooh.
That's tough.
He can sling it.
What do I do on this, Mike? What do we do? Hardy's a big gambler. He'll tell you. You follow the trends.
Yeah.
No, I will tell you the action is the juice. It doesn't matter what you bet. Just have action on it.
You follow the trends, my friend. This is, I believe now, 5 weeks in a row that this is hit.
Yeah.
Over.
Over.
Let's do
Over.
over.
Let's listen to Paul.
Trends, believe in them.
How many of us have them?
Yeah.
Talking about trends. See what I did there?
Yeah, no,
This is-
it's like the voice of Fergie
Ow.
and Jesus.
really whacked
Oh my
me.
gosh.
No Sox is going under on the longest completion.
And finally, the total score, 42.
Tamara?
Under.
Under. Is
go.
it unders across the board?
No, I'm taking the over.
Wow.
Under.
All right. Everybody but Paulie Paul wants the under on that. Okay.
Ever
Very good.
so slightly.
That was fun. Good times.
So, Hardy,
Yeah.
without you here to keep me grounded and centered, a couple of weeks ago, I picked a final score that added up to something different than I picked for the over-under.
Was that the 16-13 week?
It was the San Francisco game. I think I picked the under, and my score combined to be over.
Wow. That's unlike you. Because, you hold everybody accountable. You're
'Cause
always
I'm an
looking-
idiot. What do you
no,
want me to
you're always
tell you?
looking for, like, inconsistent. You didn't say that. You remember last week, and he's always the one that keeps receipts.
that
I
sounds
don't
just
do
like
that
him. That's
anymore.
just like
You
him.
don't keep receipts on yourself.
Wow, I do. That's
yeah, he does.
I
That's
I
why
obviously
he's
do.
crazy.
Otherwise, I wouldn't. I think it was the Niners game. I just brought it back. It's like a month ago.
Paul's growing his hair out, too, I've noticed.
No, Paul needs a haircut.
Oh, okay. I thought it was maybe a thing that you were
No.
going for.
No.
Not a ton of time
Leave
here.
my
so
thing alone.
Are we going to jump right to the six-pack here and get that thing done?
Oh, jeez. It's all coming so fast right now. Not used to this. That's just
How
a
dare
look
you.
of glee on his face.
We don't work blue on a Sunday morning, okay, guys? How dare
Ever.
you?
It's the Sunday service.
How are you guys doing with the Sunday six-packs? I'm looking at the numbers right now. I'm not impressed.
No,
I'm not impressed.
Not very well. Paul had a good week last week, though, 5-1.
Yeah, but that's you're still
Followed by Mike in No Socks at 3-3.
the two of you suckling hind teeth at 16, 18, and 2.
We're getting all the hits.
I used your line last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a little disconcerting to the interim host. But he is leading. No Socks is leading at 17, 17, and 2.
Wow.
Mike and I are 16, 18, and 2.
After going 500 last week, No Socks has made his picks, but we'll get to those a little bit later on. We will start once again with Paul. Who is our first matchup here, Matty Morrell?
The 1-4 Tennessee Titans at the 4-2 Buffalo Bills. Buffalo minus 9.5.
I'm a little concerned that Mason Rudolph is playing. He played reasonably well in the playoff game last year for Pittsburgh against the Bills in Buffalo. However, I'm going to take the Bills.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills, too.
Yes.
Everybody on the Bills, including Matty No Socks.
The 5-1 Houston Texans at the 4-2 Green Bay Packers. Green Bay minus 3.
Good
Tamara.
game. Good game.
I'm going Texans. Is that weird?
No, I'm going Texans, too.
Okay.
They looked good last week.
No Socks going Green Bay on this one.
Yeah, I'm going Green Bay, too.
All right. The 2-3 Miami Dolphins at the 3-3 Indianapolis Colts. Indy minus 3.
Ugh.
Ilk.
I'll you know what? Go ahead, Deuce. Go ahead, Deuce.
Colts.
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 Colts for Matty No Socks
Yeah,
as well.
Colts for me as well. Just can't go with Miami without their quarterback unless they're playing another team that doesn't have any offense.
Now there's only one right answer on this next one. What is the game, Matt?
I threw it in just for you. The 4-1 Detroit Lions at the 5-0 Minnesota Vikings.
What do you mean?
Minnesota minus 1.5.
Okay, what do you mean
Skull.
threw it in just for me? This is the best game of the weekend. This is an NFC North matchup, a couple of two of the best teams in the league right now.
Yeah.
So you're not doing anything for me.
I try to stay away from the Lions. It hurts me that you're not here.
It's the best record,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Combined record of two teams.
I'm going to go with Skull.
Okay. I don't blame you. Vikings are a good team. They're at home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Detroit, but I think B-Flow against Jared Goff again. He had him a little bit in a blender there back in the Super Bowl, so maybe we'll see what he throws at
Put
Jared
his
Goff.
tender heart in the blender.
I'm gonna still take Detroit though.
Watched it spin around to a beautiful oblivion. Rendezvous. I'm through with you, Paul.
I agree. I will take the Lions, and I think Goff is going to light him up. I think he's been very good. He's been very good this year against pressure.
Matt
Jared
Smith
Goff,
also
which is
taking
unlike him.
Detroit in this game.
Sunday Night Football, the 2-4 New York Jets at the 4-2 Pittsburgh Steelers.
This game makes me
Jets
angry.
minus
Yes,
1.5.
Me too.
This game makes me angry because I think Fields should start and not Russell Wilson.
Do we know for sure right yet?
It's for sure.
According to Russell Wilson.
It's for sure.
And George Pickens and Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I'm a little upset about this, and allegedly both of them are going to play. I think that's always a disaster. When you have two quarterbacks, you have none. So Jets, Jets.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jets too, and it sounds like Hassan Reddick got to $1 billion in fines and is ready to end his holdout next week against the Patriots.
Yeah, they waived him.
Did they?
Yeah, he came back. But that won't have any impact today. However, I will still take the Jets.
Jets is also the selection for Matt Smith.
And finally, the 1-5 New England Patriots at the 1-5 Jacksonville Jaguars in London. Jacksonville minus 6.
Matt already gave his prediction earlier. He said 17-14 New England today.
Yeah, I'm gonna go New England too, 23-20. They got to get some stops though. It might even be higher scoring than that, but I think the 6 points too much. I think it'll be at least close, but I like the Patriots 23-20.
You don't so much like the higher scoring than that, Tamara.
That score is giving me
Sounds
the
about
ick,
as
but I
high.
have the Patriots winning.
Don't yuck his yum.
It's giving me the ick.
What do you have on this one?
I definitely have the Patriots winning, but not 23-20.
Well, what do you
That's
have?
high.
2-0. What?
What do you got? Yeah, that's a hearty prediction. 4-2.
Maybe 17-14.
That's what Matt Smith had.
Yeah.
Very original. Paul?
So after I made fun of myself for picking a final score that doesn't jive with my over-under. Mike Dussault just did the same thing.
Oh, see, receipt keeper.
Oh,
I mean,
Yes.
it just stood out to me
We
because
too early.
Because it's the same. I have the same score. I just have the other team. I have Jacksonville winning this
Yeah.
game 23-20.
dang it.
That would be 43. The over-under was 42.
42,
Mike
yeah.
took the under.
Yeah.
It's called covering your bases.
Correct. I think the Patriots could win this game going away if Jacksonville shows up with no intensity like they did in the second half last week. I think that's a legitimate possibility. I'm going to sort of go on the other side and say that they're going to play with a little pride today, being out there for the whole week. I think they look at it and say, we might as well, we're out here. We might as well make the most of it. We might as well try to win the game. I think they're looking at it the same way the Patriots are. They're 1-5, just like us. This is an opportunity. I think they put their best foot forward. I agree with Mike's fear of the passing game for Jacksonville today.
I love Patriots.
Very slight.
I love Patriots not to cover, but to win it outright. And to give you a bit of the yucks here, I got them 24-17 today.
Boom.
I know. But
That's
that's what's going to happen. And we will watch it live here, and then we will be here to talk to you about the game afterward on the Patriots postgame show. I hope you'll join us then. Thank you so much for having me back this week, guys. This is so much fun already. Can't wait to do the postgame.
Don't know one, go nowhere. You got a 3-hour postgame show to do.
It's 3.
Got to make up the other hour, right? On the back end.
I gotta make a phone call. Enjoy the game. Thank you for listening and watching.
Thank you for downloading this podcast. Subscribe on Apple, Google Play, and everywhere else you listen. Like the show? Please rate and review us. Listener comments and ratings help keep us high in the podcast rankings so new listeners can find us. Be sure to check Patriots.com for more news and more podcasts.